finally happened. It's finally here. The game that so many of us gamers have been waiting on since 2019. Yep, for almost 7 years we've been waiting, foaming at the mouth, just chomping at the bit to get into Hollow Knight Silksong. And oh boy, it didn't just release. This game steamrolled in like a freight train dropping off potatoes during the Great Depression, ready to feed every starving gamer for miles around. Silksong has already crossed over 500,000 concurrent players just on Steam alone. It actually crashed Steam, Xbox Game Pass, and the Nintendo eShop for a short period when it first released. So it's not hard to imagine that we're actually well over 1 million concurrent as we head into the weekend. And it's absolutely wild that what is probably the craziest drop of the year isn't just an indie game, but it's an indie game that's damn near shadow dropping. We only got the release date announced 2 weeks ago, and prior to that, most gamers were convinced that this game wasn't ever going to see the light of day. We all thought that Silksong was trapped in development hell and would stay there for all of eternity. See, Silksong actually started out as a DLC, and it grew so large that Team Cherry decided just to make it into a full game. What they thought was just going to be them adding in a handful of new bosses turned into a full-fledged game with what has to be at least 40 new bosses to fight. That's well over double what the original game launched with back in 2017. But 7 years later, it seemed something had gone horribly wrong. And well, no, it actually didn't. It turns out that Team Cherry is just a small team that takes their time to craft these absolute gemstones of human art. And it just took them this long to get the game finished. There was no drama or turmoil, just good old-fashioned elbow grease, hard at work creating what is surely to be the indie hit of the year. Which is actually crazy to say in and of itself in a year that we got Expedition 33. And I still think that Expedition 33 has a great chance at Game of the Year, but man, no game has hit quite like Hollow Knight Silksong has. Another crazy aspect of this whole thing is the price. I mean, Team Cherry really could have just milked this game and charged probably upwards of $40 for Silksong. But them being the absolute chads that they are, they decided to let this one slide in at a cool $20. Not to mention that it's also on Xbox Game Pass. This is absolutely how you win over the hearts of the gaming republic, and boy does it feel good just to see a developer want to be fair and create good games. And surprise, surprise, it turns out that gamers respond pretty well to that sort of thing. Not only is the game jam-packed full of content for a great price, but man, it is so much fun to play. It plays so damn good with the same tight controls that we expect from Team Cherry, and of course it's absolutely gorgeous. Somehow they even managed to make our new protagonist, the Hornet, even funner to play than the Knight. How is that possible? I thought Hollow Knight was the pinnacle of 2D platforming, and here we are, Silksong is better than ever. I'm having an absolute blast here, and it's just great to be back in this world. Well, that's it for this one. I just wanted to touch on Hollow Knight Silksong a bit and just how insane this release has been. I'll be diving in myself and working my way through, so I'm sure I'll be talking more about this one in the coming days. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.